Hello everybody, and what is going on? My name is Zal and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Modded Survival Season 2. Alright guys, so you might be wondering where we are. Well, simply put, this is the house, well, as it currently stands. I have been a bit busy off camera, decided to do some work on the house because I didn't want to leave everything, like all the building that I do of the house on camera, because I already had a house building episode. I didn't really want to do another one, but either way, I went and mined a lot of resources, or not mined, but rather chopped a lot of resources off camera, and I decided to go and see what kind of progress I can make on the house. But in addition to that, I do want to note a couple things. First off, I think the season has changed officially, because this area over here used to be covered in nothing but snow. As you can see now, it's kind of looking a lot more summery and warm. But surprisingly, this area, which is the dead forest, is still covered in snow. So I guess for some reason, Biomes of Plenty or the Seasons mod or whatever recognizes this as a winter biome exclusively, even though I don't recall it being that way in Biomes of Plenty to begin with. Either way, it's no big deal. I am actually more than happy with that. It's snowing year-round is honestly a place that I wish I could live in real life. But as it stands right now, because this is what we have, this is what we're going to be working with. So, in the last episode, if you remember, actually, do I even remember what happened in the last episode? It's been a couple days since I recorded. Like I said, I kind of have to work with the time I have. I know we went into the caves, but I think that was the episode. Oh, that's right. We went out to find the waystones. And we did actually succeed in finding 2 waystones toward the end of the episode, and also did a lot of exploring. So, I mean, I definitely call that a success. But in today's episode, I have 2 goals in mind. Actually, 3 goals in mind. So the first thing I want to do, or not, probably actually not the first thing, because the first thing is going to involve going to the Nether, which I'll explain that in a minute. But one of the things I want to do is I want to create a seasons clock. And what a seasons clock is, I'll go ahead and show you. I need to search it up in here. I was searching out crayfish stuff, but if we search seasons clock, this is what it is right here. Oh wait, yeah, the seasons sensor, this is what we'll need in order to create the seasons clock. But the seasons sensor consists of a calendar, which is very easy to make. All you really need is some sugar cane for some paper, and then 9 paper makes that. But we also need nether quartz in order to be able to create it. And this thing serves one purpose. It's able to detect what season it is, and we can choose to, or we can choose on the item itself which one we want to display. Like whether we want spring, summer, fall, or winter to display, we can choose which one, and it'll send off a redstone signal based off of whatever season it is, and then we can use that to basically have like a little lamp or whatever kind of showing us, hey, you know, this is the season we are currently in, and that way we don't have to guess based off of our surroundings. But of course, because that does require some quartz, that does mean we are going to have to go to the Nether. But another goal I want to set up is I want to be able to create like the little courtyard for my house. This is actually going to be demolished here soon, as will that. This is kind of just a little basic starter house, and unlike the previous series where I converted it into a shack, this time I think I'm just going to outright destroy it. But I'm going to have to create a storage before I do that, but that's not going to be today. But I'm going to create a little courtyard, and then the waystone is going to sit in the middle of the courtyard. That way I can use that to teleport whenever I want to, wherever I want to, when the time comes. But finally, the last goal I have in mind, I want to get started on the Intercity Road. Or that's just a name I came up with at the top of my head. First off, I started a tree farm. This is going to be expanded later as I get more trees. I'm going to make this much larger. We'll have a nice big old tree farm basically lining the edge of our base here. And it's going to stretch from one end to another, and we'll have like all sorts of various types of trees here. But I got rid of a bunch of the dead trees that were kind of lying around here. I know it's a dead forest or a dead biome, but I settled here because I liked the location and it was flat. And the dead trees themselves I could care less about. So yeah, I kind of got rid of them and I replaced them with oak, and I think the oak look a lot nicer, even though these ones kind of combined into this monstrosity here. But anyway, as I was saying, I know I was getting off topic. I wanted to create the intercity road, and this is something that I was going to do in the last series, but I never got around to doing it. This time I'm starting early on because I want to be able to actually create it, and basically it's going to link several locations together and create a sense of distance in our world. So it's going to start here, of course, because this is our home. And it's going to be this nice long road, which is going to go from one location, hopefully somewhere like far in the distance, maybe that way. Not that way, because that's just ocean. But it's probably going to go in 3 different directions from here. And we'll be able to use it to travel from one location to another via horse or however we want to. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, wait, why don't we just travel via the Nether? Or why don't we just do things which are far more efficient? Or use waystones, which we will, but honestly, this is a project I kind of want to have going anyway, just because, I mean, the type of thing, honestly, in my opinion, it's fun, and it's the kind of thing I like to make. But anyway, we're going to hop right to it. I'm not going to waste too much time, because I'm known for wasting time. I don't want to go ahead and waste a whole bunch of time. We're already 6 minutes into the recording, and I want to get this started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create that courtyard. We're going to have to create another shovel first, and I know I have more iron. Yeah, I got a lot of resources too because I was cutting down a bunch of trees. I really needed the oak because I wanted to continue the little design I had going on the on the house. Which honestly, I mean, I think it's in here. Yeah, there it is. I think it's kind of an interesting design what I was going for, and I'm still not entirely sure if I like it or not. But the beauty of Minecraft is if something happens that we just don't like, we can change it at any time and make it into whatever we want it to be. By the way, eventually this chest is going to have to move too, probably within the next couple episodes. Not sure if it'll be the next one specifically. I am going to work toward creating an actual storage unit, because I don't know why, but in the previous series it took like 25 episodes before I finally decided to break down and create a storage. It's something that's essential to being able to stay organized within Minecraft. Otherwise, as you saw in the last one and so far in this one, in the series, it's like, what are you doing, Frog? Get out of here. I still don't understand why they're wandering the snow biome like this, but either way, as you saw in the last one and this one so far, for some reason, I just like haphazard organization, and I don't like to actually keep things as organized as I would like to keep them. But anyway, okay, so this is also, in addition to being the courtyard, this is also going to be the start of the pathway, which I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this yet. I have some ideas, some plans in mind, but the pathway, like I said, I don't know if it's just going to link like certain biomes, or if the idea is if it's going to like link me to villages, or maybe a mix of both. But ideally, I would like to have it link up like all the way to the entrance to the end, or all the way to some villages or some outposts or dungeons or whatever. I want to be able to have everything linked together. That way, like I said, I mean, it kind of creates a sense of travel and a sense of distance in my world, and actually makes it feel more alive, in my opinion. But it's going to be an ongoing thing. It's not going to be something that I'm going to be doing on camera all the time. And it's not going to be something which I'm going to be too worried about completing, because this is one of those projects which will always be happening, and you'll probably see the progression of this project as time goes on, versus like me just showing off everything at once, if that makes sense. And I'm not going to be doing it all in one video or one episode. This is the start of a long time project. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, but wait a minute, didn't you say you weren't going to be doing anything like super duper crazy? Anything super ambitious? Well, that was kind of a lie. I think I did mention that, but I think when I said that, I think I was more so referring to the fact that I didn't plan on doing anything super ambitious in one episode. Like, I wasn't going to try and make like one huge project for the episode and like try and complete that one project in the episode. Like I have ideas for like goals I want to do, but it's gonna, most of the goals I plan, they're gonna be like more long-term goals. So one thing I need cobblestone, which I don't know how much cobblestone I have right now. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't mine a whole bunch of. We have some chiseled stone. Okay, we have some stone brick, which is nice. Not very much of it. And some cracked stone. This stuff will be good in order to help create the little courtyard thing that I have in mind. Andesite, yeah, andesite can work. Kind of mixed between cobblestone, andesite, that kind of thing. Hopefully it kind of fits within the aesthetic of what I'm going for. And I wish I had more gravel on me, but I only have 5 pieces of gravel, which is kind of not... Oh, 6 pieces of gravel. Oh yeah, because that's going to make a difference. And holy cow, is actually... Huh. Okay, so just learned something. Apparently this biome right here, which this is the dead forest biome, not looking as dead anymore as it was previously, but apparently the dead forest biome is not a winter biome. It's only winter most of the time, because as you can see, most of the snow has melted here. I only just now noticed that. However, the biome right next door, where I'm currently settled, which is the muskeg, okay, I guess this one is more of a wintry biome. Okay, so that's going to be kind of weird. The fact that we have like all this snow over here surrounded by like a little summery meadow over that way, and also a non-snowy biome over here, but it's only for part of the year. But if I had to guess, we're definitely either in late spring or early summer now. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely making some progression as far as... Oh, there's some cobblestone right there. Neat. But we're definitely making some progression right now as far as the the seasons go, and you kind of get an idea at this point on how that works, which is great because we want to be able to. Let's see, more iron. I don't really need more iron right now. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some more stone brick. Because if you know me, you'll like my stone brick, or I like my stone brick. By the way, I mean, you'll see what I mean. I mean, seasons progress is just going to kind of be a thing that happens, just like in real life. Not anything we can really affect, but that's why I like it, because, I mean, even though I'm not, like, that huge on, like, super, like, realistic anything, I mean, it adds another layer to the game, which kind of makes things more interesting, in my opinion. But either way, we're going to kind of mess around with this for a bit. And if you don't know what I'm doing, I know it just looks like I'm placing blocks randomly right now, which I am technically, but basically it's going to be like this huge hodgepodge of blocks and whatnot to kind of create like this little stone courtyard, which is going to be sitting outside the house. It's going to look kind of cool, hopefully, which, I mean, I guess we'll find out here in just a minute, just after this little jump cut. Alright, I think it's starting to come along a little bit. It's mainly going to be cobblestone because that's kind of what I have on hand right now. I spent all this time gathering resources for the house, but I didn't really spend much doing much for this particular little project which I had in mind, but either way, I mean, that's okay. That is quite alright, but it's starting to come along. I think it's starting to look pretty good. I'll definitely be able to modify this later. Whoops, don't place a torch down, and actually change things to kind of make it the way I want it to. But hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what I had in mind for this. And actually, if I just fill the rest in with cobblestone, I think it might come out looking pretty good. And I'll be able to change it later to basically make this however I want to. But yeah, this kind of gives you the idea of what I'm going for here. Just like this little courtyard thing, which is gonna have be like a nice little centerpiece for when I walk out. And I think I have a bell somewhere too. Wait, no, do I have a bell? That might have been in my other world. I don't remember. I don't know, have I actually come across a village? No, I have not come across a village in this world yet, because if I had, then I would have gotten the waystone much sooner, and I'm pretty sure both the waystones I found were located in places outside of villages. But either way, let's go ahead and place these gravel blocks. I only have a few of them, but kind of place them sparingly around in a couple locations around here, kind of make it look a little bit more varied. Because that's the idea here. I mean, it's supposed to look a bit more varied. It's supposed to have, like, mainly cobblestone, but also, like, with a few blocks kind of scattered about, too, to give it more flavor, give it more, not necessarily color, because it's all gray, but you know what, you get the idea. You get what I'm saying here. Fill in the rest here with cobblestone, and there we have it. Fairly simple little, area here, but I think it looks relatively okay. Let's go ahead and rest because I don't want a creeper to come blow up my hard work, which took me hours to do. By hours, I mean, you know, 5 whole minutes. Go ahead and rest right quick. There we go. And the whole purpose of this is that I want to be able to have a nice little place for the waystone to reside as well. So we have ourselves this little plaza here, which looks pretty okay. And then from here, we're going to have the pathways, which I don't know if I'm going to have one straightforward, just because I mean, that kind of implies that my house is like the centerpiece for everything, and that's not really what I want to give off here. But the path will extend out this way. It's probably not going to be the same style here, because this is kind of going to be reserved for like, whoa, I'm making up words here, reserved for like downtown areas and whatnot, but basically the path is going to run alongside here, and it'll look nice, you'll see. It's going to kind of snake its way down this way and into that forest. And then in this direction, it's going to snake its way down this way and probably bridge over the frozen lake, which actually might not be so frozen anymore because, okay, no, it's still frozen. Because, I mean, this area is kind of starting to melt a little bit, as you can see, but it's going to kind of extend out this way and then kind of show off whatever is down that direction, and then the final one is going to go down this way. But either way, I think this looks alright. I'm going to put down some stone brick. Hopefully I have enough for that. I don't know if I do yet. I have 60, which, yeah, I mean, that's enough for exactly 60, because, you know, that it's 1 for 1. If I have a stone cutter, it's a lot easier, but I don't yet. And I think I'm going to line the edges of the platform with stone brick, and then kind of fence it in with some spruce fencing, and see how that looks. So as far as how this is going to be set up goes, there was a world I had with a very good friend, Raja. If you're watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. But a world where basically, like, we would have like these little towns and a bunch of pathways kind of like intertwining the towns together. And then periodically along the pathways, like, you'd be able to find like these little outposts, and the outposts would have like chests or basically like little places to rest, that kind of thing. Just like little things like that to kind of like make the world seem and feel more alive. That's the sort of thing I'm going to be going for in this world as well. And the difference is, I mean, I have a lot more things to work with in this world, because we have like the mods, we have the crayfish, which we can actually like add like these, or add more character to our builds and whatnot. And either way, I think it's going to look really cool once it's actually finished. Do I actually want to... Actually, no. I think the path is going to extend out this way, but it's not going to extend fully. It's going to extend just enough to where it encompasses the rest of the base. And also, let's see, we'll have like a little path going down to this little farm, which eventually be amended to look a lot better and nicer. But either way, I think you can kind of see what I'm doing here at this point. Gonna place a few more fences, and that should be relatively okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to place down a waystone, but I don't remember where I put the waystones, so don't mind me. Let me just go find them. There they are there. Good. And this looks so strange now without the snow. I've got so used to seeing this with the snow, so seeing it all melted now is kind of starting to get to me a little bit, but either way, okay, so let's do this. We'll do 1, 2, 3 there. And then I don't know how even this is. Oops. And hopefully that chest doesn't get in the way. It looks like we'll have just enough space. 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, 3 there, like so. And then we'll place down the stone brick here, kind of surrounding it. And then Go ahead and put this down like so. And then the waystone itself is going to go on top of that. There it is. And now we need to name it. There we go. I think that's a good enough name. Wintershire is what we're going to name the first little area / our home world. So yes, this thing will now be able to be used whenever we want to teleport to other locations. But the only problem is right now, we don't have any other locations to teleport to yet. So yeah, that's something we're going to have to work on. But either way, Wintershire is our home. This is what we are naming this world, and hopefully you guys like the name. Kind of Lord of the Rings-ish, mixed with Game of Thrones. Two series which I am familiar with, but I actually haven't watched a whole lot of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I know, sue me. But I also haven't watched the entirety of Game of Thrones either. So yeah, there's another number of reasons why people will probably flame me in the comments for that. Be like, oh, well, why would you name it after these two fantasy places if you aren't really a fan of the series? But thing is, I mean, I'm just a fan of fantasy in general, and the main reason I haven't watched them yet is because the Lord of the Rings, I'll be honest, I mean, I haven't been able to really get into Lord of the Rings yet. It kind of bores me. Actually, let's put these on the outside instead of the inside. Hopefully that'll look a little bit better, because on the inside it kind of looks a bit odd. But Lord of the Rings itself honestly kind of bores me just a little bit. I mean, I haven't been able to get into the series itself. I love The Hobbit though. Like the Hobbit movies I found really fun and entertaining, but when it came to actual Lord of the Rings, I've tried. I've had the books, I've tried reading the books, I've tried listening to the audiobooks. I just can't get into it. And I don't know, but as far as Game of Thrones goes, like, I started watching it way back when in the beginning, but that kind of, like, I never really finished just because at the time I kind of lost interest in it, and I never really got back to it. And that's the thing about me, is like, when I do anything at all, like, I'll do it in like short bursts, like maybe a month or so, and then I'll kind of lose interest and then take interest in something else. But either way, I think this looks alright. We'll put some more of these down. I mean, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look fantastic or anything. But, I mean, it could look worse. Yeah, truthfully, I mean, I'm a bit rusty on my building skills because, I mean, it's not like I practice every day to get better at building in Minecraft or anything. So, I mean, I do apologize. There was a time when I was, well, I would never consider myself like really good at it or anything. But there was a time, I'll just say, I peaked at one point. But now it's just like, I'm okay. By the way, I think this looks okay. Once we clear out the area a bit more, I think it's going to look a lot better. But I think for now it will do. This will be a nice little area to teleport back to when the time comes when we need to find our home again. So speaking of teleporting, we are going to shift our focus into teleporting somewhere else, and that somewhere else is going to be none other than the Nether. Now, I think I have some obsidian which I gathered in my travels, but I don't think I have a whole lot. And I'm going to create like a little makeshift area for the Nether portal. Okay, I only have 2. But I'm going to create a little makeshift area for the Nether portal. That way I can change it later on when I so desire. But I like to like spruce up my Nether portal entrances and kind of make it look a lot better, a lot nicer. I think I have some flint and steel somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. I just need to find it. There's some flint, and then I have some steel somewhere. But these waystones, by the way, will also work cross-dimension. But I think it costs something to do. I don't think it's free to be able to cross the dimension. I think it either costs like diamonds or emeralds or something to be able to switch dimensions, or maybe experience. I don't remember exactly what, but I'm going to try to avoid doing that. Because, I mean, I like to just be able to like jump through portals and whatnot. It's a lot easier for me, instead of having to pay when you don't have to, just to cross into another dimension. But there we go, that's our first iron pickaxe. And there's some iron right there. Go ahead and make our flint and steel. And then next thing we need to do is gather the obsidian. But I think I need some buckets. I don't even think I have those yet. Go ahead and make 4 of those. That should be adequate. And I think we are going to put the portal, for the time being, I think over here should be fine. Again, this will change later, but yeah. I'll be back as soon as I find some lava and as soon as I'm able to actually build this up. I thought I had a lava pit somewhere close to home, but I don't recall there actually being one. Because, I mean, I haven't played in my other world since starting this one. But at the same time, I kind of remember there being a lava pit close to where I live. We're going to hop up this way right quick. Kind of little mini exploration as we look around. But hopefully I can find some lava up here. That way we can make things relatively quick. Of course, we're going to need to fill our buckets with water. Game kind of freezing there, going into a cavern. But I'm not too worried about caves right now. I just want to be able to create our little home. We went up here briefly when we were searching for sheep a few episodes back, but whether or not we actually have lava or anything else useful up here remains to be seen. There's some water, which just 1 water is not going to be enough. We're going to need more than that. But either way, we shall figure this out. Alright, this direction looks like we have quite a few interesting formations. Actually, is that an ice spikes biome over there? I think it might be an ice spikes biome. This is very close to home too, which is really cool because this is one of the areas where we're going to be building the path out to. Jack-o'-lanterns? Okay, we have a pumpkin biome. We have some polar bears up there. Okay, I'm not stepping in that snow because that is the deadly snow. Ooh, lots of gravel. Okay, this is good news. For someone who likes building the medieval style paths like I do, the gravel's going to be very, very nice. But I think we actually do have a little mini ice spikes biome located up here. Okay, that snow is honestly not great. Okay, there's some lava over there, but I only see 1 source block, which that's not going to be enough, I'm afraid. Okay, this is the snowy slopes biome, so apparently this is a biomes of plenty biome. And this way it just seems to be like heavy snow, lots of mountains. Okay, I can get behind that, but it's not quite what we're looking for right now. And while I do this, I'm also keeping my eye out for ruined nether portals, because those are a very viable source of both lava and obsidian. Welp. This is bad. We have fallen into some snow, folks. But that's okay. It looks like we are able to free ourselves relatively easily. But this is why I'm always afraid of this kind of snow. I'm afraid of that right there exactly happening. But thankfully we are okay. We just got to be a bit more careful when traversing and trekking around. Alright, we got some really interesting terrain generation going on over here. Okay, so now it's looking a bit more summery, a bit warmer. And we even have some, okay, so wait, what is this? Is this, okay, this is a meadow. High altitude meadow. Oh, whoa, and we have ourselves a dungeon spawning at the top of this little mountain here. This is weird. Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to make this an exploration episode, but I mean, when you see something cool, of course you gotta go check it out, right? Okay, so we have ourselves, wow, that's actually really neat. All the way up here, we have ourselves a dungeon tower. Gonna go, actually, let's go take a peek down there, because we haven't really done much as far as the dungeons yet. Which, ooh, lava. Yes. Kind of the last place I was expecting to find lava, but we found lava. I need some water, though, first. Hello there. Go ahead and use this to make this into obsidian. Boop. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. We achieved our goal anyway, even though wasn't really expecting to do that in this particular region, but we found what we were trying to find. Alright, and there we go. We got ourselves 12 obsidian, since we already used 2, that's going to be enough to make ourselves an enchantment table a little further on down the road. Not exactly a today's episode goal, but it's something that we will be doing very shortly. But either way, I want to go check out this little tower here before it gets too dark, because who knows, there might be something useful inside of it. And I didn't know they could spawn so high up in mountains like this, so this is actually really neat. Okay, whoa, okay, this is strange, guys. Kind of scary, honestly, just how this generated, but let's go take a peek inside. Okay, looking like any other tower so far. A bit laggy, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and check out the top. I don't know if anything can generate up high, because I think last time we found one of these, we just kind of brushed it off and was like, oh yeah, well, we'll check that out at a later time. But I mean, now as good a time as any, I think, to see exactly what is up here or down here. Just to kind of take a little quick peek. I don't think I'm going to explore it in today's episode. Yeah, there's nothing up top, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm not going to explore it in the episode, but I do want to just kind of get a little peek on what we might be in for. Yeah, I imagine this is going to go down a very long way. And please excuse the lag yet again. I know I complain or apologize for this every single episode, but I feel the need to because I know it's pretty pathetic. Okay, that was a bit of a long climb down, but okay, this is looking very much like the previous mod did right off the get-go. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna light this up. Okay, these guys look pretty tough. We already have a creeper over here, which is he can go ahead and just blow up the area. But I know I'm definitely not prepared to explore this. But I do kind of want to take a... Never mind, I guess we'll just get the loot from the chest and we're going to hightail it out of here. Okay, because that was kind of an iffy start to our little exploration here. But we have ourselves something kind of useful. This guy... Yeah, right off the get-go, I'm already seeing these guys are a lot more powerful than originally. And we have this little weird concoction again. Those we were present in the previous one too, but either way, that's our little sneak peek of the dungeon. We will be back here at a much later time, so don't worry. Let's go ahead and get back home. No doubt it's already nighttime. Alright, very long climb, but yeah. Looks like sun is now down. And let's see, we entered from this way, so I believe we need to go around this way to get back home. And hello there, zombie villager. Okay, we need to hightail it out here because this is not looking good for us. Let's just hope we don't get caught in some snow along the way, because that's a very likely possibility, unfortunately. And if we do, we're basically as good as dead around here, and that's not what we want. Alright, and as I was wandering back, I just happened to realize just how common these dungeons just happen to be. They're literally all over the place. Like, just close to home, I can tell you the locations of 3 of them, which is kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting them to be this common, but either way, we had relatively few run-ins with monsters, so everything ended up being a-okay. Let's go ahead and rest, and we'll go ahead and make that nether portal, because I want to keep the goals of today's episode on track, and we're already 45 minutes into the recording. Oop. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain what this room was. I'll go ahead and do that just because we're here. This room is our, as you can see, the Office of Death Records. So we enter into this room every time we die. This is where all of our obituaries are going to be stored in order of when we first died to our most recent death. And as you can see, so far I've died 6 times, which is honestly quite embarrassing, but either way, I like having a little place to store all of them. That way we can look back on them at a future time and be like, hey, yeah, remember when this happened? Yeah. Either way, let's go ahead and rest right quick, and let's make that portal. Ah, new day. Beautiful day to watch the zombies burn and die. Just like they're supposed to. Get out of here, you dumb, ugly, brainless zombies. Nobody likes you. Okay, so portal time. So we're not going to do a whole lot of nether exploring. Ooh, excuse me. We're not going to do a whole lot of nether exploring just because I don't exactly plan on spending too much time in there at the moment. We're just going to kind of take a quick peek around. That's what this episode is. Take a quick peek around and get the heck out. But we're going to take a quick peek around and we need more chests, don't we? I really need to make that storage. Yeah, that's going to be next episode for sure. Next episode, hopefully the house will be finished. But I like recording in the middle of sessions of building the house just because I can come back at them at a later time. Or I can show you the progress as it's being built without actually showing you the tedious process of building them. So we'll go ahead and keep 4 of them in there. That way we can use them to make an enchantment table shortly. But for now, I stored up the stone bricks, didn't I? Whatever. Well, there they are. Okay. Gonna go ahead and build this. Why do I only have 2? I meant to have 4. Good lord. And if you're watching this video, then you know how to make a nether portal. Everybody knows how to make a nether portal at this point. And if you don't, well then, well, this is how you do it. Take obsidian, create a rectangle, has to be at least 3 by 4, you know, so on and so forth. Flint and steel, light it up, boom. Now you can access the nether. And yeah, we're gonna, I don't know. My last encounter with the nether honestly did not go so well, so I'm a little bit wary. We're gonna store that up at very least. That way if we do die, we're not gonna lose too much. But it wasn't on camera or anything, but when I entered the nether last, basically I stepped out of the portal and fell immediately to my death. Because it was a very bad spawn. I am notorious for getting bad nether spawns, so hopefully this one will be alright. Okay. It's definitely better than it could have been. And hey, look at that. There's our quartz. We need enough quartz for 4 of the sensors because we need 1 for each season. So yeah, this is actually really, really good. I don't know why the game paused just now. I must have clicked out the window. But yeah, I'm barely even taking a look around. I think I need 10 of these. And that's just because, you know, I don't want to mess around with the nether right now. Because nether... What? Are you serious right now? Wait, what the heck? Is that a Pigland Spawner? Okay. We gotta loot these chests. Whoa! You gotta be kidding me. Holy cow. Well, that was neat. And because they're piglins, I mean, they're not going to attack us unless we attack them, so heck, it's perfectly safe. Okay, at first I thought it was a fortress, but then I saw that, I'm like, okay, it's a dungeon. Wow, okay. Very neat find. Wasn't expecting to leave the nether with that, and also, yeah, I think we're going to have a visitor as soon as we exit. If what we saw was anything to go off of, so better be prepared to fight. No? No dice? Okay. Thought he was going to come through the portal and come after me and try and slit my throat, but apparently not. Okay. Very brief venture into the nether, and we got ourselves some really cool thing. We got 2 chirps, and we got ourselves, ooh, blocks. Very cool. Very, very cool. And plus we got a sword upgrade. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was in the nether for 2 whole seconds, and I came back with some really cool things. So yeah, I am happy with that. But anyway, staying on task. In order to create the sensor, the season sensor, we need calendars. We need glass. Uh-oh. Glass. Crap. Well, we have enough to make 1. You know, that should be good enough for the moment. I'll create the other ones off camera. But, yeah, we have glass. Oh, please tell me I got sugarcane. Well, guys, I'll be honest. I thought I was a lot more prepared for this episode than I was. But apparently we didn't have enough sugarcane. And sugarcane will only grow in the summertime, so yeah, unless we can find some on the edge somewhere, which it's looking highly doubtful just because of the fact that we are in ice, and nothing but ice, then I don't know if we're going to be able to make these sensors. I know it's a very silly reason to be denied, but you know, sometimes it is what it is. This game just loves to hate us, doesn't it? Okay, looks like there are 3 sugarcane over here. I'm keeping 1, that way I can make a farm. But fertile seasons for the sugarcane farm is summertime, and summertime only. So yeah, I'm going to have to create a greenhouse for them. And I'm also going to have to get more crops in here. That's something that I meant to do from the beginning, but I kind of forgot to. So yeah, hopefully it's not too late. I don't know if I'll be able to create the crops and then just have them generate in the world naturally. But hopefully I'll be able to, because yeah, the crops are going to be a major asset to this world and this mod in general, the seasons. It kind of complements it. You'll see what I'm talking about. So hopefully in a future episode I'll have the crops added to the world as well. Although thinking about it, that might not be a good idea, because all that will probably do is add even more lag to the game. Which, do we really want that? No, not really. But either way, no worries there. We're back in our world, back in our home. Let's go ahead and make that sensor. So first things first, go ahead and break this down into paper. We need to make this paper into a calendar, which 9 paper make up 1 calendar. Boom, just like so. And then we are going to use this, put that there. Actually, we need cobblestone first. And not just any kind of cobblestone slabs. So we will go ahead and make a few of those. So 3 cobblestone slabs, 1 calendar in the center, which actually, if you look at the calendar itself, it tells us the time of year it is. According to it, it is indeed summertime. So we'll use the cobblestone, put the calendar in the center, 2 quartz on the side, just like so, and 3 glass, and boom, there it is. Season sensor activated. So let's go ahead and place this down. And as you can see, it's not really doing much of anything yet. That's because we need redstone in order for it to be active. So go ahead and bring this up. And we need a redstone lamp. Redstone lamp is glowstone, which I don't think I have glowstone either. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Okay, quick venture into the nether later, and we have ourselves a ghast, which... not exactly what I wanted to mess with. All I wanted was a bit of glowstone. But it looks like all we're gonna find is death instead. Oh, lovely. I absolutely love Minecraft. And I'm pretty sure that guy went into the nether to try, or went out of the nether, so we're probably gonna die immediately. He's around here somewhere. There is a piglin out here. And no, not the zombie kind. And I'm lagging very heavily right now, and we're down to half a heart, so I'm gonna run into the house and get things back on track right quick. So yeah, don't mind me. Alright, and I am sorry for the haphazard nature of this episode, by the way. Things are just not going as planned, but you know, that's kind of what makes things interesting, or at least sometimes. Alright, and at the current moment, I don't know if it's very wise to go back into the nether. I mean, I want that glowstone, but good lord, man, everything was just going wrong. But, yeah, I mean, basically the whole point of the sensor, you place the sensor down and it'll light up telling you what season it is exactly. We'll have that set up in the next episode, but I've been recording for almost an hour now, so I think this is a good time to end it. I know I didn't get my 3rd goal, or even both, or even 2 of the goals completely completed in this episode, but I'd say it was relatively okay. I did the best I could, and sometimes you gotta give me credit for that, but either way, we're going to end this episode here. If you like this content and if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, because I've got more of this coming. Hopefully a lot more organized than what you saw in today's episode. But in the next episode, I'm probably going to focus on making a storage, because we do need to actually have an organized storage. That way we don't have to have everything all... discombobulated and me not knowing where things are, which is never fun. But we're going to end the episode here. If you liked it, blah, 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 I already said that. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all are awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.